Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of My Name, a South Korean television series from 2021 that is 8 episodes long, with each episode lasting between 45 and 58 minutes each. I would classify this show as like a crime thriller action story. Now the first episode opens with our teenage protagonist, who gets hounded by some cops because her father is a gangster who is tied to drug dealing. He's wanted by authorities, and he's hiding out while performing his gangster duties, meaning that he rarely, if ever, visits his own house. So the daughter is essentially living on her own. I think he's providing some financial support, but that's about it. She's also bullied at school because of this situation. Then the teachers get on her case and tell her that she needs to be transferred to a different school due to her problematic home life, which is kind of ridiculous. But all of this is actually communicated to the viewer within the opening 5 minutes of episode 1. So it's kind of a briskly paced information dump, but it's very engaging and it gets things moving. We actually get a very surprising fight scene early on in episode 1 that I was not expecting. It was pretty cool scene though. And then the big event of the series occurs, okay? Her gangster father is killed in cold blood. So our protagonist seeks assistance from this guy's underworld allies to help her identify and get revenge on the murderer. So it's, the situation kind of makes sense here because she first goes to the cops, but the cops aren't going to care about investigating the death of like a wanted drug dealer, gangster. So they don't really put too much effort into it. The gangsters that she allies with put her undercover within the police force because they suspect that a dirty cop committed the crime. So that's kind of the setup of episode 1. And then it goes from there. Now, the first thing to point out is that the lead actress here is very good. I was unfamiliar with So-hee before watching My Name, primarily because she's relatively new to the scene and is mostly limited herself to K-dramas. I like her a lot. She has a screen presence, and she's athletic enough to be convincing during the fight scenes. She makes quite an impression in this show, and there's at least one more K-drama on her resume that's high on my priority list. Now, you may recognize a few of the male leads from other Korean productions. Park Hee-soon has been in a bunch of stuff, like The Witch, 1987, VIP, etc. And Kim Sang-ho was in Fabricated City, The Tiger, Sweet Home, etc. Now, both of these guys really helped to anchor that supporting cast of performers in My Name. So overall, I think this has a pretty solid cast. And when the lead actress isn't on screen, these other guys are kind of help carry everyone else, really. My biggest criticism of this show is that the story is very cliche and extremely predictable. And, there's practically nothing new here, like at all. And you can usually see where the story is going long before it actually gets there. And that predictability may be more of a problem for some viewers, maybe less of a problem for others. The good news is that My Name has some legitimate entertainment value. And so it's one of those situations where it's not that creative or different, but the execution is good, right? The short episode length definitely helps. Again, there's not many episodes in this, so you could binge this sucker in like 2 nights. The fights are well staged. All the choreography is realistic and grounded. Definitely some badass moments in this to enjoy. I was kind of surprised that the action was as good as it is. The crime thriller aspect is driven by some pretty strong conflicts. There are inter-gang rivalries, as well as the gang versus cop stuff that our lead character needs to deal with, all the while investigating her father's murder. So there's a lot of different conflicts here going on. Lots of bad blood between some of these characters, and helps to keep things going, keep things on edge. There's actually one highlight scene that I really liked in terms of thrills was a scene inside one of those like junkyard machines that crush cars. There's a pretty cool scene with one of those showcased, which really works. Production values are very good. Nighttime lighting uses lots of orange. Music, I think, is kind of a mixed bag. It's good when there's no one singing. Like, the score is good. Some of the male songs by like the male singers, I don't know, some of them were a little bit lame, I thought. I would have preferred just a straight up score, but yeah, not a big deal. And one random observation I made, the gangsters have like a tattoo of like their gangster tattoo. And it reminded me of the orange symbol from the Neverending Story. It looked like very much like it. So I just thought that was a fun little observation. I mean, My Name, it seems to be getting some traction. It seems like a lot of people are watching this show, primarily for probably the action scenes and the fights, and it definitely delivers on those. You get some good performances, conflict building. It's just that the story is pretty cliche, so just be prepared for that when you go into it. And it's a good show. I enjoyed it. Currently streaming on Netflix, and as always, I will see you next time.